Hi, it's Pam again, back again with another of our March Madness daily tips for dog training. If you haven't checked out the rest of my tips, then it'll be in a playlist linked somewhere about, so please check them out. And if you have been following along, you can probably guess that today's tips is about negative. So, obviously negative is going to be the opposite of positive. So we're usually going to be thinking, it makes sense to think that this will mean something bad, a negative experience, but actually in behavioural terms, negative is meaning like the mathematical symbol. Negative means take away. So how does that relate to dog training? It simply means you take something away to change the behaviour of your dog. So this kind of gets a little more complicated and where there's far more rows in dog training than anything else. But to put it the most simply, you could take yourself away. If the dog enjoys your company and he's doing something you don't like, you could take yourself away to make that behaviour less likely to happen. So if you've checked on my other behavioural tips here, you'll know that this, if what you're doing is making the behaviour less likely to happen, then what you've done is punished the dog, and you've punished the dog by taking something away, so that's negative punishment. And this is considered the second most humane way to train. I would still avoid it wherever possible, because punishment, any kind of punishment, is likely to cause your dog stress and make them less confident. You're always better to try and reinforce the behaviour rather than punish it. But sometimes this is the best way to go. Like I say, if your dog's being crazy, rather than shout at them, it might be best just to give yourself a time out from them so everyone gets a chance to calm down. So this would be your second option if you can't think of a way to positively reward your dog. The second most humane way to train is considered to negatively punish. I would prefer to always try and avoid doing this as much as possible, but it's still an option. And then we've got the final and the fourth one, which would be to negatively reward, which sounds really confusing. You take something away to reinforce a behaviour. Yeah, take a minute to get your head around that. This is actually, I would say, this is pretty messed up, really. What it tends to mean is you add something the dog doesn't like, and then as soon as he stops doing the thing you don't like him doing, you take away that thing that he doesn't like, so he gets relief. So basically that can be something like if you're using a choke chain or a prong collar. When the dog's pulling, they get positive punishment by the pain in their neck because of the collar, but as soon as they stop pulling, the pain's taken away, therefore they get relief for walking nicely. And that is as cruel as it sounds. It's a fairly horrible way to teach your dog the behaviours you want of them. And sadly, us humans have thought of so many ways of torturing our dogs. If we put half as much energy into actually figuring out ways to train them what we do want them to do, then we'd have much happier dogs. Basically, I actually don't want to go into all the methods for how this can be used, because I don't want to give people ideas. But this negative reinforcement and positive punishment, these are the two least humane, most cruel methods you can use to train your dog. So I wouldn't bother looking into this at all. This is a good way to have a less confident, less happy dog. So anywhere, if you're looking for a trainer and they're offering methods using, if they talk about a prong collar, a pinch collar, training discs, anything like that, or if it sounds cruel to you, if you're talking to a trainer and anywhere in your head goes, you say to yourself, that doesn't sound too good, don't do it. Look after your dog, step away, find a different trainer. Okay, thank you for joining me today. Come back again tomorrow, and if you like, please like and subscribe. And I'll be back again tomorrow. Let's see what I've thought up by then. See ya.